last time I went into detail on 5 things I felt Nintendo should do to help their business. But then when I got to thinking about it, I hear a lot of people make requests for things Nintendo should do that I personally feel are terrible ideas. So today I'm going to count down the top 5 things I feel Nintendo shouldn't do. Just making it onto my list is the idea that Nintendo should make a more powerful system to better compete with the likes of Sony and Microsoft. And while I do see where these people are coming from, I have to disagree. For one, making a more powerful system requires higher end parts to build the console, which leads to it costing more to produce. One major edge Nintendo has over the competition in recent generations is the fact that their systems are cheaper. If you take that edge away, Nintendo is no longer gaining any sales from people who take price into consideration when buying a console. The second and biggest reason I feel Nintendo shouldn't make a more powerful system is that they really don't need it for their games at this point. Just look at their 2 current biggest games on the Wii U, Smash Bros. And Mario Kart. These games look absolutely incredible in 1080p and 60 frames per second, which makes me ask the question, can Nintendo's big franchises really gain anything from being on the PS4 rather than the Wii U graphically? I personally don't think so, because unless you're going for realism, which usually Nintendo isn't, we're at a point where cartoonish games look incredible on the Wii U. This is one that really bugs me, which is people that claim Nintendo should be more accommodating to third-party developers to get the big franchises on their system. And while I do agree they shouldn't be scaring away third-party support, I feel that most are missing the bigger issue, which is that their games cannot be easily ported to the Wii U. With the combination of the gamepad implementation and the fact that the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 are more powerful, it's going to take a lot more than just asking nicely for developers to port over their games to the Nintendo system. So unless Nintendo starts trying to compete for best graphics, which you already know my opinion about, gamers will just have to do with the other systems or a PC to play the latest Call of Duty. I've heard this time and time again, that Nintendo should take some of their games, more specifically Pokemon, and post them on the phone app stores to make even more money off them. Even if we put aside the fact that this would devalue Nintendo consoles by putting their exclusive franchises on other platforms, we have to also look at the fact that most people won't pay upfront for their iPhone games. If you look at what does really well on the iPhone App Store, you'll see games that follow a pay-to-play model, such as Candy Crush, which instead of paying up front, allows the user to pay using microtransactions. They do this because they realize it works better than trying to make a person pay 99 cents one time up front. Now I just want you to imagine yourself playing a Pokemon game with microtransactions. You just lost to a trainer in the woods, but your game says you must wait 1 hour to get healed at a Pokemon Center. Or why not just get an unlimited pass for the low price of $4.99 a month? Or you really need a Paralyze Heal for your Charmander, but don't have enough in-game money. Well, why not pay 99 cents in US currency to get one right now? Now yes, I'm aware that there are exceptions, such as Minecraft, that have charged an upfront price and have done very well. But the truth is the pay-to-play model would be the most lucrative if Pokemon came to app stores. And since no one wants to see that happen, let's keep Nintendo games on Nintendo systems. If I were to describe Nintendo in only 2 words, I would probably go with family-friendly, because that's what they've always been known for, games for all ages to enjoy. This leads many to suggest that Nintendo should develop some more mature titles to bring in older demographics. But let's be honest with ourselves, the kind of gamers that refuse to play games like Mario and Zelda because they're childish will never in a million years buy a Nintendo system. Even if there were tons of brand new violent and gritty M-rated games on the Wii U, it won't change the fact that people who want those games will stick with their Xbox or PlayStation no matter how hard Nintendo tries to sway them otherwise. So while the occasional Bayonetta 2 is good to mix things up, sticking with games that are fun for all ages was and always will be Nintendo's best bet. For those of you who don't know the story by now, Nintendo bought 49% of Rareware in the mid-1990s. Then for the next decade, they developed some of the greatest games of the era, including Donkey Kong Country, GoldenEye, and Conker's Bad Fur Day. But in 2003, Microsoft, who was trying their hand in the game market, bought 100% ownership in the company for $375 million. Ever since then, Rare has fallen from grace, with them never being able to recreate the adventures they crafted in the 90s, leading many to say that Nintendo should buy them back so that they could go back to their glory days. But this isn't much more than wishful thinking. The truth is, Nintendo and Rare's owners sold the company to Microsoft for more than it was probably worth, and after the buyout, many of the key people at the studio left, explaining why the quality of the games have dipped so low. So the idea that Nintendo is just going to buy back Rare then all of a sudden create some new awesome games is simply naive. They jumped ship on Rare at the perfect time, making a huge chunk of money in the process. So don't get your hopes up whenever you hear rumors that Nintendo is in talks of buying them back, because it's highly unlikely. So there you have my picks for the top 5 things I feel Nintendo shouldn't do. And if you disagree with any of my opinions, please feel free to leave a respectful civil comment. Who am I kidding? Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching.